Come over here, and talk to these people. Hashtag. Tell them what they need to know.
Going on with you, bro? I appreciate you, man.
Of course. What's up, bro? Someone said only
Man, this
ten
is a
percent of
crazy
women
thing,
will ever
man.
be married in 2024. And you
Yeah,
talk. You talk. You said you need to do a trial.
yeah. I said that it's smart to do a trial, and it's not about necessarily the domestic side of it, the cleaning and cooking and all that stuff. It's about the organization and the willingness to to partnership the right way. People talk a good game from their place.
Mm-hmm.
They talk a good game from their mama house. They talk a good game from over the phone or from work. They talk good games, man. But then when it actually comes into putting it into practice, whether she's gonna cook 3 times a week minimum for a working couple, that's pretty regular. Whether they're gonna wash, like do laundry, maybe 2 to 3 times a month for a working company. I mean, company that's regular. Men really have to get to the place where we start telling women, this is my bare minimum. Are you rocking like a woman organizing and being able to pay bills and organize and keep things together? You know, like put the receipts over there or send them to the email or whatever. Like run this house. You know what I'm saying? Or run the system that I've been running. And they talk a good game, man. You either run this house or you run the system that I've been running, or you give me some idea of how you would run it with me, and then we can rock together. But men need to come up with bare minimums as well. I don't think enough men are speaking the same language that women are speaking and shutting their mouths. We gotta talk our language too, fellas.
Someone in the comments said. Someone in the comments said, "What's her name?" Tyler Rose said, "Go visit their place." And I asked her, "What does that do?" She said, "Shows how they keep up their space, how they act in their home." That is incorrect, ma'am.
That's
I mean,
incorrect. That's a
both
lie.
men and women, when they know they have company, even if they're the
Because
most trifling person, even if they're the most unorganized, irresponsible person, everyone cleans up nice when they know they're about to have company.
man,
Like
listen, I'm
the
gonna give you.
carpet is vacuumed, the bathroom is cleaned, the
Yep.
kitchen floor is swept, and ain't no
Took the
dishes in the
trash
sink.
out that they hadn't taken
They
out in
make you
weeks.
look awesome.
Yep. Man, look, I'm gonna give you a real life scenario. This is my real life, bro. I was in college, man. Fell in love with a girl. I thought she was awesome. I thought she could cook. I thought she was great domestically, all types of stuff before we actually moved in together. Then the minute we moved in together, I realized that her roommate was doing all the cooking, that she was paying someone in the same dorm that she was living in to do all the washing. She was outsourcing everything. She didn't have no skills for nothing. She didn't even know how to separate colors from whites.
Damn.
And yeah, it was really bad, bro. And then, but when I figured this out on like a humbug because I'm at work and stuff like that. And the girl that she would normally outsource some of these domestic skills to was no longer in the same dorm. In fact, she had moved out. So she ain't had nobody to wash the clothes. And come to find out, she didn't know. I mean, she didn't do anything, bro. I mean, she didn't do anything, man. I mean, she was smart enough to outsource, but she didn't have any domestic skills. It was horrible, man. And it took me 6 months to figure that out, living in the same place. That's why I say people talk a good game, and you got to watch real close. Women are masters of makeup. We know this, man. They literally are taught to live lies acceptably in everything they do. Not to say that they all do that, but they're taught to do it. So, it's crazy to think that we don't have to inspect a lot closer with women, man. We got to get better at inspecting women, bro.
So someone in the comments asked, if you love her that much, why not teach her to do, some of these things? So what is your answer to that? Because that's kind of my thing too. As a
Okay.
man or a
Here-
woman, if you really rock with that person so tough, what's stopping you from helping that person obtain whatever skills that they may be lacking?
Here it is. Here it is. I actually did that. I got her up to speed on everything. I taught her all these things and everything, right? I got her up to speed, but to be her parent for those next 6 months with all of this stuff, was a little bit tedious, man. It was a little bit straining, I didn't know that I would have to digress myself and slow everything down to teaching someone, hey, this is a fabric softener sheet. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know I had to go. I'm serious. Like,
You felt
hey,
like you was raising a child.
I did. I literally did, bro. Like, and she was a very privileged girl. Her family, was pretty rich. She went to a nice school. She got scholarships, all types of police scholarships and stuff like that, because her family was pretty well off. So I'm thinking that, hey, I picked a good one, but she had zero domestic skills. And that was really hard for me. Like, she was actually a pretty good girl, but that led to all sorts of stuff. And then later, when stuff like postpartum, when stuff like, because I had a kid with this girl, when stuff like postpartum, when stuff like,
Oh, you had
just
a
other
kid with
stuff
her?
that. Huh? Yeah, 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 yeah. That was my first son's mom. We were engaged for like about 4 years, man, and it just didn't work out, bro. It was a lot of stuff that went into that, but we had a kid together. We were damn near married, and it was crazy, man. It got really off the wall because I did not investigate as much as I should have, man. I regret that, not investigating as much. This is why I say people need to do these trials and and be very thorough about the things that matter to you the most. I never dealt with a woman who wasn't domesticated before. I never dealt with a woman who never had to pay bills before. I never dealt with this type of stuff. And the fact that we were just young and in college, I pulled the trigger too early, man.
So a couple people in the comments said, so they want you to address two things. Someone said you had a kid with her, knowing she couldn't do basic life things, and then another person said you were engaged for 4 years. Why is that?
Well, I was actually being very patient with her. Because once I figured out that she didn't, before we moved into our place, I didn't know that she was already, that was my mishaps too. But that encouraged us, that encouraged me to tell her, hey, you can come and stay with me. I didn't know that she was, already 2 months behind. So she was already 2 months pregnant when when she came to stay with me, and then when she started showing, because she had a very awkward kind of period where it would come, not go, whatever, this type of deal. And so when she started showing and she had to go take a blood test, and it was a different kind of figuring out she was pregnant, because her period didn't necessarily stop. It doesn't always stop for every woman. I learned that. And so once we had a kid and the whole nine, that gave me even more inspiration to teach her these things, because I knew that I wasn't going to be there because I was either at work or finishing up school myself. So I knew that I had to do a lot of stuff. But the reason why our engagement lasted so long was really mercy. In all honesty, I was really trying to allow her that time to grow, allow her that time to step into her best person. And she was in agreement with this. She wasn't really tripping. She was happy that we were just together and that I was patient with her. But it was some other things that came up that I did not investigate, and it stemmed from a lot of things, man. And I'm just saying, guys, really take your time out and really trial girls on all types of stuff, man. We look. This is what I say. My last thing, Noble, here. Stop thinking, and women have to stop this too. We have to stop thinking that just because you exist, that you deserve anything. Women don't deserve nothing, and neither do men. You don't deserve a good man, and you don't deserve a good woman. You only deserve what you qualify for. If you don't qualify for a good man, you can't have him. Any other circumstance we have in life, you have to qualify for. If you want a house or a car, you got to qualify for it. Nobody just says, hey, you know what? Since you're willing to stick it out, then I'll go ahead and give it to you. That's how people trap you. And then people that they end up getting their life repoed, or in this case, broken up because you never truly qualified.
Hashtag someone said you talking about how you were taking all of this time and being patient with her. They said you need to take your time hitting it raw too. So what do you have to say about that?
Hey, man, I was young, dumb, and full of cum, man. They're They're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. I was young, dumb, and full of cum, bro. I was a young athlete, and I felt like I was invincible. And I wasn't talking to the right. I didn't have the right men in my life to nurture me through relationships. That's why I'm glad we got forums like this to where I can help first time fathers or guys who are in these predicaments. And so I think that overwhelmingly, man, uh, with that statement, they're absolutely right. People got to take their time out with hitting it raw. People got to take their time out with all this stuff. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, man, guys need to make girls wait too. Guys need to stop subscribing to the idea of scarcity. These girls can wait too. If she won't wait for you, then she don't like you either. And believe it or not, most women don't actually like guys. They like what you can offer, but they don't like you.
Wow. Ladies, that was a very bold statement that he just made there. I'm not a woman, so I can't speak to whether that's true or not. Ladies, is that true or false? Again, he said that most women do not actually like guys. They like what men can do for them, but they don't actually like guys. Is that true, ladies, or not?